us today. He spent 22 years in the prison system. Sentences include kidnapping with violence, home invasion with weapons, drugs. The list is endless. But again, we have to look at the root causes of crime. You know, it's one of the things we are championing on this channel, our mission. Stop the childhood trauma and you'll end many of the crimes, because it is an absolute root cause. So in Paul's life, we got childhood trauma again. Then the teenage criminality, getting involved in drugs, hooliganism. In prison, he became known as the weapons man, including making shanks. So we're going to go on a hell of a journey, but at the end of it, you've got the redemption, because Paul's been front page news in the Bristol Bath area. He's TikTok, he's out there in the morning getting that fresh air in and telling his stories, but he's inspiring people who are going through the depths of addiction, homelessness, you know, people that society, the government in particular, just aren't taking any care of whatsoever. So it's got an important social justice message. So huge thank you for coming on.
Yes,
Not a problem, man. Thank you for having me.
Before we get into the whole story, then, I'm just curious as to how you got known as the weapons man.
In jail, I was a user, constant. Like I maintained heroin habit, crack habit, spice habits. I've maintained those within prison, and the way to maintain it through prison, when you're not getting visits and you don't have money, is you find a gap in the market, like anything in life.
You got to get your hustle on.
You've got to get your hustle on when you're in prison. And my hustle was nicking the metal bars off of the brooms. So you have a broom handle, you got the broom, and for some reason, prisons put a big bit of metal like that. And if you snap that metal in half, you've got the beginnings of 2 shanks. And what I used to do is take them to my cell, get it on the window, sharpen it on the outside of the window. I'd be there for a little while, sharpening away, and I'd go out into the association room, football table, nick a couple of the rubber handles off of the bars, bang that in, and you've got yourself one hell of a prison weapon.
That's a proper bone crusher.
Yeah. It's not a messing around sort of thing. You know, if you would have got, stick to one of my weapons, then unfortunately you may not have woken up the next day. It was pretty brutal.
So for a premium shank like that, what is the going rate in prison?
I'd get about £100 worth of spice or whatever it is, but in street value, tenner. £10 street value, £100 prison value. That's the yeah.
Is that spice you would flip or use?
No, I'd use. I was real, like I said, up until 2019, mate, I was just an animal. I was an animal. Any drugs, didn't care what it was, how I got it, how I took it, didn't care. So yeah, making shanks was a good way of making money.
And what was the clientele like?
Oh, they were great guys. I loved them all so much. You know, let's have it right. I'm going to have it right, and Sean, you can contest to this. You'll be able to say this. Most of the guys you do jail with, they're idiots. Unfortunately, there's a huge amount of people in prison who they can't see anything but prison. They can't see past it. You know, getting a sheet of spice paper makes them a gangster overnight. And, you know, someone else will come along and rob them. And that's kind of prison. And you have to learn to kind of take yourself out of that bubble. So for the last 4 or 5 years of my prison life, I kept myself well to myself, man. I couldn't be dealing with anyone else, man. And if I did, you know, my head would flip and the door would shut with you and me, and inside and would have a little chat about that situation.
Were they obtaining shanks then to collect debts, or was it because they've been ripped off by somebody else? Or?
No, there was, when I was in Stockton, so that's up towards, you're going up north towards Nottingham Way, it's huge gangs. They're massive gang warfare in prisons. At the moment, right now, in your local jail, there'll be 2 gangs and they just don't like each other. See someone from the other gang, that's it. You're in trouble, man. Man's going to have you up, whether it's in the showers, whether it's walking on the exercise yard, or a lot of jails now, they've got the tunnels where you've got these long tunnels with little corners where you don't even see people coming. You're walking along, mind your own business. Next minute, you've got someone stamping all over your jaw, like wiring it up for you.